Hello everyone, my name is Natalie Ledwell and this is The Inspiration Show. Today on the show we're going to be talking about how you can make the second half of your life better than the first half of your life. And to join me in doing that is my special guest, Rico. Rico, how do I pronounce your last name?
Caveglia.
Caveglia. Rico Caveglia, how are you? Pleasure to have you here.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. Now, so making the second half of our life better than the first. Obviously, I can't wait to get into that content and that subject because, you know, we're all going into the second half of our lives right now. But before we do that, why don't we talk a little bit about your story and how you got into doing this type of work that you do?
Okay. Well, I had the good fortune when I first moved to San Diego in 1980. I just happened to meet one of the very first personal trainers, and he said he needed some help. He'd opened up a new studio. So I said, well, okay, I'll check it out because I'd always been into athletics and sports and stuff. And so what I learned was, you know, when you learn how to get yourself fit and healthy and take care of your own physical body, and then you can help others and get paid for it, I thought that was pretty good. So I really enjoyed that. And so we actually had did some of the very first corporate fitness programs in San Diego in the 80s. And then I just began to study about nutrition and then about the psychology and the physiology of the body. And then I just started writing some books. And just, you know, the more you learn about the body and the mind, how they go together, how much it's so important. It's really the foundation for being successful in every aspect of your life. So that's how I came up and developed what I call the Ageless Living Lifestyle.
Okay. So when you're talking about ageless living, you're talking about mind and body stuff as well?
Yeah, it's actually a whole complete mind, body, and spiritual program. You know, I think what's really interesting, Natalie, is that, you know, being a personal trainer for all these years, and as you know, so many people, you know, they have good intentions. They begin a healthy eating program or an exercise program, but then they just don't stick with it. And so, you know, being a trainer, you know all the benefits and how much, you know, more energy you get. You, how you feel better, you look better, and all these things. But so you wonder, why do people have such a hard time with this? And what I finally came up with, I think it's really the spiritual component. I think some people have a little disconnect between their spiritual life and their physical life. And when you realize that, you know, we're here with this physical body as our gift to do. I think we're all here for a purpose. And so when you realize that our physical body is our gift to do whatever is important to you in your life or whatever your life purpose is, then you'll realize I better take the best care of my physical body because that's my vehicle to do what I need to do. So that's what the Ageless Living Lifestyle is all about. It's a whole mind, body, and spiritual program that I really believe it is the key to making our second half of our life better than the first. Because I think the only reason that I'm sure you agree that our life should be getting better, right? Because we're building relationships, we're gaining wisdom, we're learning a lot of things, we're learning how to, you know, feel better just to be in our own skin, be ourselves. But the reason it's not better is because most people are losing their health, right? They're getting old and sick and dying way before their time.
Yeah, and the thing is, it doesn't have to be that way. So, exactly. I mean, I totally agree with you. I think that before, easier to stick to the right eating plan, and I don't like to use the word diet, and the right exercise plan, and it comes from mindset and spirituality first. So what is your connection? Like, how do people tap into the spiritual part of themselves to be able to help them to adhere to the plan that they lay out for them?
Okay. Well, actually, the Ageless Living Lifestyle, we have three main strategies, and the first strategy is called the clear strategy. And so that is the mental, emotional part, and that's how to get really clear on what your life's all about. And we have some different little exercises that we go through and some 30-day things to really kind of tune into really what your life's about, and then to help to discover your life purpose. I think, you know, when you really realize that we're all unique and we all can do something probably just better than anybody else in the whole world. So when we're able to discover something that we do really well and that we're serving other people, and we enjoy doing it, then you feel really good about your life. And so I think that's the connection, that we're all spiritual beings, right? And we all have the ability to do great things. And really we could do whatever we want if we just realize that we can. So we kind of work on that part first in order to really get people to realize what they're really capable of and what they can really do in their life. And then when you feel good about your life, then you're going to appreciate your body more. And then the next strategy is called the care strategy, and it's learning all the things that our body requires in order to be healthy and to function optimally. And then I have the can strategy. That's choosing to take action now. It's ways how to kind of get organized so you can actually implement the program.
Right. So what I hear you saying is that if people can tap into how they can serve and how they want to show up in the world, and then they realize that when they tap into that, that for them to be able to achieve that and to be that person, they have to have a certain level of health and fitness to be able to complete that. That's how that spirituality ties into really helping them adhere to what it is that they want to do.
That's exactly right. Because there's no separation between our spiritual and physical life. And it's really about all about energy, right? It's all about creating energy, because as we know, everything in the universe is about energy. And we know in order to be highly successful in any aspect of your life, you need a lot of energy, right? And you need to be healthy, or you're just not going to be able to be as successful as you want to be. And I'm sure everybody inside, deep down, they want to be highly successful and really enjoy their life and feel fulfilled. And so that's what the Ageless Living Lifestyle is all about, is how to really be as energetic and as healthy as you want to be, and then whatever's important to you, you'll be able to achieve it.
Yeah, and I think it also comes back to happiness as well, because the happier you are within yourself, and and with your life and what you've achieved and where you are at that point in time, the easier it is for you to step outside your comfort zone and to do whatever. The thing is, the reason we fall off our eating plan or our exercise plan is because we don't feel good about ourselves, and so we want to comfort ourselves with a cookie or a glass of wine or whatever that is. So how much does happiness, play into the plan that you have for them?
Well, I mean, it's just like you said, it's everything. I mean, the bottom line is we want to be happy, right? We want to enjoy our life, and all these things are the components really that will make us happy. When you feel good about your life, and you know what your life's about, and you know that your body is feeling good and is functioning well, and you're serving other people and you're having fun. I think that's what happiness is. So it's all about being happy, right? And happiness it's just a choice, right? Just like how we show up in the world is a choice, and every aspect of our life it's all a choice. So we can choose to be happy, and we can choose to do the right things that take care of our physical body, so we can achieve what we really want to do in our life.
Okay. All right, so let's get on to the other components of the program as well. So let's talk about the exercise. So when you're talking about exercise, people don't need to go out there and slog it out and work really hard. From what I've heard, and the latest research that's happening at the moment, is that we only have to do smaller workouts with not such high intensity to still get a great result. What's your theory on the type of exercise we should be doing in the second half of our lives?
Exactly right. I used to be a little bit more extreme and beat myself up and do 100-mile bike rides and all that stuff. But anything extreme really is more of a sport, and it's really not really healthy for us. It's actually aging us, right? So all the current research really shows that, especially say for aerobic exercise, about 20 minutes of like interval training, a little bit higher intensity, but in just 20 minutes, you can really improve the quality of your lungs and your heart function, and it actually speeds up your metabolism more in just 20 minutes of a workout like that than out jogging for an hour. So most people out there on a treadmill or jogging for hours are really kind of wasting their time, and they're just you're kind of aging yourself because you're overstimulating yourself for too long of a time. You don't need to do that. So short bouts of just high intensity aerobic exercise is what's best. And the same thing with strength training. You only need to do, people stay in the gym way too long and overdo it and end up injuring yourself, and you're actually aging yourself, because when you exercise hard, it produces a lot of metabolic waste and a lot of oxidants in your body. So you're actually, if you're over exercising, you're not getting enough rest and not getting enough good nutrients in your body, you're actually tearing yourself down and you're actually aging yourself. Yeah, so you don't need to beat yourself up. You just need to be consistent. You need to breathe. You need to stretch on a regular basis. You need to do some aerobic activity. Even just go out and power walk. Fast walking is really all you really need to do to stay healthy and to last long. And then to do some a training that will tone and keep your muscles strong, and then to stretch every day. That's all we really need. Shorter bouts is exactly right. You're exactly right, Natalie.
Yeah. ourselves. So the component that also I want to talk about is obviously the food component. Now, most of us know the eating, but what are some of the maybe the like an unusual fact about food that people may not know that you can share with us?
Well, what I always teach, I mean, as you know, nutrition is such a complex situation, and we're all unique. We're all biochemically unique, so there's no such thing as one diet or best foods for any one person. So it's really important to really get with. I always recommend to get with a naturopathic physician or really qualified nutritionist can really determine what foods may be the best for you. But when it really comes down to, it makes it real simple. My very first book was called Real Food, Real Fast. You just got to eat real food. And real food is what's grown in nature. It's organic fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and some whole grains and some healthy animal products that are raised naturally and healthy. So if you would just start from that premise that real food doesn't come in a box or a can or a package, it's not processed, it's just the way it was presented to us in nature. So if you can make about 80% of your food just real food and maybe half of it raw food, you'll be so way ahead of where most people are right now. So, the other thing though is all this processed food these days is really the biggest cause of why we're having such an obesity epidemic and we have so much disease. All this genetically modified food and all these additives in our foods. It's just well, we could go on and on and on for that, you know. But the whole point is you got to eat real food, and anything that's comes in a box or a can or a package that's been processed and it's got all these ingredients and all these additives and long-term names that you can't pronounce. You don't need to put that in your body, you know. What you need to put is just real food.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, there are so many things that come in packets here in the US that just isn't food.
It's not.
It isn't food.
It's not food anymore. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
And you know, and what you get listed on the label is only what they're supposed to tell you. That's not even listing all the stuff they don't have to tell you.
Right.
So, but again, let's not go down that road because that's
okay.
that's a.
I know. Yeah, we could go off on that, couldn't we? Absolutely.
Exactly. Real food. That's what we want. Real food.
Eat real food and probably eat less of it. You know, when you also eat real food and you eat a lot of raw food, you don't need to eat so many calories because you're getting when you're eating nutrient-dense real food, you get satisfied right away and you're getting all the calories that you need. See, the big problem with obesity is that people are eating all these calories, but they're not getting any nutrition, so your body still feels hungry. It says, hey, where's the real stuff I need? So you keep on eating, but you're not getting any nutrition, but you get a lot of calories. You know? So yeah, eat less and you'll live longer.
Exactly. So Rico, can you share with us how young you are?
Well, yes, I can. I've actually been around the sun 72 times.
72.
Yes.
Well, you look amazing, my friend.
Well,
you look fantastic.
Thank you very much.
You obviously are a product of the information and the programs that you run yourself. So so if people wanted to connect with you and find out about the kind of work that you do, where can we send them and how can they work with you?
Okay. Yes, my main website is agelesslivinglifestyle.com. And there you can see, you know, I have my main book there. It's called Ageless Living, so I would recommend people get a copy of that. But I also do private phone coaching. And I have a new program I'm pretty excited about to tell you about. Is I put together all I've learned in all these 33 years, and I do some live workshops here in San Diego. But I put this together on a fully automated online 90-day Ageless Living Lifestyle workshop. And it's each week you get a audio and a text lesson from me, and you get a video training. So at the end of 12 weeks, people will be able to develop their own Ageless Living Lifestyle wellness system. So if you go to agelesslivinglifestyle.com /workshop, you can get all the information about that new workshop.
Wonderful. Well, you are a perfect living example and testimonial of what it is that you teach. So, so Rico, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure, you know, chatting to you and sharing some of the wisdom that you have to teach.
Thank you very much, Natalie. It's my pleasure.
Okay, so guys, if you want to find out more and connect with Rico, make sure that you click on the banner to the side if you're watching online or underneath if you're watching on the app. Also, make sure that you leave your email in the box on this page so that I can send you the Manifesting with the Masters video e-course. It's actually valued at $87, and I'd love to send it to you for free. So until next time, remember to live large, choose courageously, and love without limits. We'll see you soon.